What's up, guys? Okay, so Fairy Tail 347 is out now, and so I'm going to do a review on it. So I'm assuming you guys know how to read the chapters for free online, and I'm assuming you guys have read the chapters, so there will be no sort of chapter summary, and I'm assuming you are prepared for any spoiler alerts or spoiler warnings. So without further ado, here's my review on the chapter. First off, I want to make an announcement. Fairy Tail, the manga, will be the first one that I will skip if there's ever a circumstance where I can't do a review. And the reason is because of all the manga I reviewed, this is the one that I would say is at the bottom, and that's just how it is. And it's not a huge deal. I mean, some of these chapters I just feel like reading and not doing a review on. Naruto, Bleach, the others are a different thing because each chapter is like a lot of these series are at its culmination, at the final climax before the entire series might go dead forever. The series is coming to an end, and so that is why this will be the series. So if I'm missing a week, which probably won't happen, but if there's some sort of emergency, this will be the one that will come the latest, or just might be skipped for that week. And so on top of that, I'm considering dropping the series, especially when schoolwork comes along, and it's it's because compared to the other series, it's not as great, and I don't want to trash the series because I know there are Fairy Tail fans out there who will watch this video, but I mean, honestly, quite honestly, other YouTube manga reviewers on YouTube have dropped the series. They've stuck to it for hundreds of chapters, but they've dropped the series not because they don't have time, but simply because it was not good. It was ridiculously bad at times. And if you are one of those people who only read Fairy Tail manga, then it might be a hard pill to swallow. But compared to the other manga I've read, Fairy Tail it's not that good quality. It's not that good quality, and I picked it up because it was one of the most popular manga of all time at the current age, whenever that was, a year ago or so forth. Now it's kind of dwindled down. It's definitely not in the top 5 anymore, most popular manga on various websites. And so I can see why. And I highly suggest you read some other manga if Fairy Tail is just what you read. Because if you are one of those people who are shocked by this news, um, then you're going to be one of those people who will be even more amazed when more manga come. So, without further ado, this chapter of Fairy Tail, I was actually very favorite. Chapter would cut off at around like the 20th page, and if it did, it would have been a lot worse of a chapter. Again, they're fighting, but now Flare has showed up, and with Flare, basically what's going on is that they are fighting the treasure hunters for the entire chapter. And had it cut off at 20, it would have been a very lame chapter. Basically, it would have been the treasure hunters gaining the upper hand, and pretty much it looked like they had very quickly and very simply finished off the Fairy Tail mages. And fortunately, the last 3 to 4 pages were of the mages coming back and showing them that they could not just be so easily taken down. So a little plot twister thrown into there, and that was pretty much the chapter. And the one thing I do like about Fairy Tail is the drawings. The drawings, they're very well drawn, and I would definitely say that it's this manga drawer, if nothing else. I mean, in terms of plot and other stuff, if nothing else, he can draw manga better than a lot of the big manga artists of our day. I would deem him slightly better than One Piece, which is the greatest grossing manga of all time. Well, I don't know if that's the case, but it's definitely the most sold of all time, the most manga sold of all time, and I would definitely put this above the drawings of Hunter x Hunter, Yu Yu Hakusho, um, Full Metal Alchemist, Naruto. I would say about equal in different ways, but in terms of Fairy Tail, beautifully drawn, and this again was a great chapter where he illustrates this because all the girls are just drawn so beautifully, so realistically, and at the same time unrealistic in certain bodily proportions, but to the right amount. I mean, let's just put it out there. A lot of times, manga artists will not draw females correctly. They'll make their boobs unrealistically large to the point where it's like, these can't be real. They have to be fake, even in the real world. Or they will make like weird sort of spindly sort of female figures like they do in One Piece. The girls in One Piece, although I would still deem One Piece one of the probably like the second best in terms of female drawings. I mean, there are certain things where maybe Naruto does it better. One Piece, they make like the waist so freaking skinny. It's like as skinny as a neck, and it's just unrealistic at a lot of times. But Fairy Tail does a very good job. At times, the boobs might just be too large, and they just look too like plastic. But I still deem it a good job. And the greatest peculiarity is that when they do anime, the animations are almost always very similar to how the manga artist draws the manga, the original creator, which always confused me because I'm pretty sure the manga artists never really contribute that much to the actual anime. They have a different staff for that. So I guess that's just Japanese anime people being very detailed and making sure they follow how the artist draws stuff. And at least for American stuff, it's not the same way. I mean, if you watch Cartoon Network, it's definitely not the same way. When I mean, they've done a lot of TV series spin-offs of movie shows. Madagascar is one of them. That's Nickelodeon, but same concept. And a lot of others. And I don't watch a lot of TV, but I can see very quickly that these animations are nowhere near what the original movie or whatever is like. And Fairy Tail is one of those that just does a good job of that as well. Anime, manga, beautifully drawn, and it's one of the reasons why I keep to Fairy Tail. Man, I wish I could find some girls like that in real life. This is a real statement and question for any viewers out there. If you guys can hook me up with any of these girls in Fairy Tail, do so. Okay, that was just a precursor statement. Here's a realistic thing. If you guys have any sort of dating tips or anything, leave them in the comments below. If you know where or how to find girls of the caliber in Fairy Tail, leave some comments below. I would be glad if you had any tips. Like, this is serious, dude. This is serious. And as far as I'm concerned, even the girls at my college, I mean, they're mediocre at times compared to some of these girls in Fairy Tail. And obviously, with manga, you have a blank drawing board, a blank slate, so it's like you can think up anything. So obviously, these girls may be better than the ones in real life. But if you know something, if you like Will, you just are looking in the wrong places. I see girls even hotter than the ones in Fairy Tail all the time. Just go to your local bar or something like that. Let me know. Let me know where you can find these girls, and also tips on how to approach them and stuff. But mainly, just tell me where I can find them. Anyhow, back to the review. I've gone off topic, and as you can see, I got a haircut yesterday. Back to the review. It was a very simple chapter. Again, I really liked the drawings. A lot of the things the treasure hunters did were not really attacks or special abilities. I mean, they were just simply humanistic things, like, and I guess that's how they play off the treasure hunter things. That's what makes them unique, but at the same time, it makes them very lame to see that they're doing so well and almost beating fairy tale mages. I mean, one guy tied this girl's hair to a tree and says knot tying technique, and then he for a moment it seemed like she was like she had been defeated, and then the other guy is pretty much just using a gun, a rifle, a sniper rifle, to shoot them down. Not a lot of skill involved, and at first it confused me how he was landing his bullets and they were not like splurting out blood and stuff. But again, it was Lucy's sort of mage. What do you call those things? Those things from the celestial world that took the bullets. So again, maybe those things can't die. And I think it's, again, this is probably why a lot of people deem Fairy Tail to be cartoony, kiddish, very simple plot and stuff like that, and not realistic. I just don't see a lot of things that are dark and formidable and realistic with the cruelty of real world, which a lot of other manga series will implement. And obviously the author is not like this, but realistically, this sniper rifle guy should just, he should just be like shooting the rest of them up, and then they should be like splurting out blood and stuff. And quite honestly, we never see blood in Fairy Tail, despite like them taking massive damage. It's very strange at times. But as far as overall plot, I think this has a lot of potential. Probably Fairy Tail never actually fulfills that potential, and I guess it's simply just because of my overhyped expectations after reading a lot of other manga. It's just there's a lot more competition for very creative stuff. So what can I say? Decent chapter, and again, for all you Fairy Tail fans who are mad at me for continuously trashing it, I mean, look at all the reviewers. I am not being a follower, guys. If I was a follower, I would not have picked up the series and tried it out and done reviews on it, despite all these other reviewers trashing it and dropping the series months before I started. And so I've come to this from my own conclusions, and if I was a follower, I would lie to you guys and appeal to you guys and say, oh yeah, this was a great series, this was an awesome series, when inside I did not believe that. So if you are one of those people who only read Fairy Tail manga, I highly suggest you branch out to some of the top mangas in the market right now. One Piece is a little hard to get into, so I suggest Naruto. It's the quickest and most obvious one. And yeah, quite honestly, if you read those, you will realize, kind of where I'm coming from. But I'm going to stick to Fairy Tail, and I will be reading the next chapter. And I'll see you guys later. And as always, a shameless plug to my other channel. I do another channel. It's my main channel. It's been going on longer than this, and it's on stuff like dating advice and philosophy and just scientific research and stuff like that. And so go ahead and check out that channel. It's youtube.com/willyouLaugh, all one word, no spaces. And it's quite the channel. And quite honestly, I've left some videos asking for advice, and as well as videos giving advice. So make sure you check out the ones where I'm asking for advice, because if you guys have any, I'm sure some of you guys have some golden nuggets of truth that you can leave in the comments that might be able to help me or any potential viewers who are struggling from the same sort of stuff. And the biggest thing was my most recent video, which was just on pretty much finding, meeting, approaching, and befriending girls, hot girls. And my biggest debacle is where to find them. And I'm coming up on my last year of college very soon. It'll be starting very soon. And I've gotten very generic advice like go to parties, go to clubs. I'm not invited to parties. I don't like getting in clubs there. Anime club's not going to deem me any girls except for a few nerdy ones. I really don't know what to do. So just give me some unique advice. If you're lazy, just leave it in the comments in this video. Otherwise, I'll see you guys later. And as always, like, favorite, and subscribe. And I am coming up on my 100th subscriber mark. I'm at 99 now. So if you're not subscribed yet, hit the button, and you might just make my day. And yeah, I don't know if I'm actually increasing. Because I went out of my way a lot to promote my channel with comments, and since then I've stopped. So I'm really hoping I will continue increasing, but I fear what will happen as what happens with most of my other channels is that I'm going to plateau, and it's going to be the same amount of subscriber count for quite a while. However, I'm hoping you guys can help promote my channel. You know, click the share button, share it on Reddit, the Fairy Tail subreddit, or Twitter, Facebook, whatever. As always, I'll see you guys later. Like, favorite, subscribe, and leave a comment.